What's going on, everyone? Good morning. Hope everyone out there is staying safe and healthy. Definitely some crazy times right now with going around the country and the world. So I wish you and your family the best. They just issued a 21-day stay-at-home order in Idaho. Of course, healthcare workers are exempt from that. So we, as chiropractic, are exempt from that. We can still go into the office, thankfully. Definitely a lot of new things that we're implementing so we can stay super strict on making sure that we limit working with anyone who is a risk, so we don't risk any health of our patients and our staff. But something that I wanted to talk about and just give everyone here a little bit of positivity on such a negative time is there have been times in the past, I don't know if you've ever felt like this, where you said, man, I wish I had like a week where I could shut the clinic down and just go through procedures and training and get everything dialed in. And then we open back up, we have all our ducks in a row, and we hit the ground running. But we just never have a time to do that. Well, guess what? You got the time now. So we actually closed our clinic for the rest of this week because one of our staff last week started having some symptoms that could be multiple things. He went and got tested. We'll get the test results back in a day or two. I talked to a epidemiologist here, called up, like CDC tells you to talk to these different places. I said, do you think it'd be overkill for us to close the clinic? They actually said, yes, it'd be overkill. You don't need to, but I wanted to err on the side of caution. And I figured, let's capitalize on this time, talk about safety, talk about all that stuff with our team, but also train. So I'm driving into the clinic right now. I'll be there in a couple minutes, and I have all my staff coming in except for my guy who's out sick. We're waiting on his test. And we're going to go through staff training. Okay? So there's 6 hours of staff training that we have mapped out. And this is the time to capitalize on this. Train with your team, get better, sharpen the sword, do everything that you haven't had time to do in the past, do it now. And the first thing we're covering, of course, because it's relevant for this, is new safety precautions and things that we're implementing in the practice, what we are requiring of patients to make sure they're following all the different social distancing requirements or strong recommendations. I don't know if you can say laws at this point, but it was enacted yesterday by our governor in Idaho. We're one of the later states to have this put in place. But with that said, we still have patients that we're going to take care of, and we're going to make sure that we're doing so in a very safe manner. And if anyone has had any sort of symptom or travel or a sick family member, there's a whole list of things that we're going to go through. We're going to start tracking our patients coming in to make sure that they've had a 14-day responsible zone around the time that they come in for an appointment. I know any and all of those things are not bulletproof, but it is better than nothing. And at this point, if we can keep our healthy, strong patients healthy and strong, and if this is the one outlet that they have in that they're stuck at home for 3 weeks, where they can come into a place that's taking extraordinary measures to stay safe and healthy for them, then we can continue their care. We can instruct them on things they can continue to do to stay safe with their families, so that we can all ride this thing out and prevail at the end of it and not just sit and do nothing. I know there's some states that are really swamped by this big time. I feel for them a ton, for all the people in the community, for the providers, for all the families of those who are sick and stricken with this ugly virus and are that 10 or 15% that are not recovering well. My heart goes out to them, like out in New York and in other parts of the country that unfortunately numbers are climbing. So we're going to be here to the clinic in just a little bit. Just wanted to give some encouragement and some ideas for those of you that feel like you have to sit on your hands. If you are in one of those places that you can't actually get together even with your staff because of too many risks, then do Zoom calls, do training with your staff over Zoom calls, but capitalize on this time to strengthen your team so you can do better for your community and do better in your clinic. So if you need any help with anything, post some questions up, let us know, we're here for you. So wish you the best, we'll talk soon.